Hello, this is Blake Henson, and my persuasive speech will be on animal cruelty. Most common victims of animal cruelty would be dogs, horses, and cattle that could be cared by farmers. These are everyday animals that we can see on a daily basis. Everybody has a dog. Most people have a dog at their common house. Horses, or especially in Iowa, put on land. A lot of people could benefit from having horses on their land. And cattle is also taken in by farmers. There's different ways of stopping animal abuse. One of the ways would be actually adopting a pet. When adopting a pet, you have to go to a local kennel or whatever sells, gives away and hosts dogs at the humane society, and you would have to file paperwork and make sure you're old enough to get a dog. That could be saving an animal in your very close area, saving an animal from death. Over 100,000 animals are rescued by the RSPCA annually. 30% of these animals are put to death because it's impossible to house them. So just adopting a pet, multiple pets, if you have the ability to do something like that, will be possibly saving that dog's life or another animal's life that comes in behind it. That spot you just opened up for the next animal. So that's very important. And it also puts a cute little friend in your life. The next one would be caring for your pet properly. So some people are subconsciously committing animal abuse. If for whatever reason, if they're not capable of properly caring for a pet, or they just are knowledgeable about what needs to happen to their pet and how to treat one. Because animals can't talk, obviously. So you would have to be educated on how to treat a pet or animal, depending on which one it is. Some animals need more care than others. You most definitely need to take care of your animal and be mindful of its health. As a pet owner, you must be participating in annual walks. That will help for an animal just to keep it in shape or keep it healthy. Because animals need exercise just like people. So taking it on walks would be very essential and very easy for you to do, considering you need your exercise every day as well. Also, always making a time for you to check for the animal, to go to a doctor or a vet in the area. Just regularly checking it, making sure it has the shots and everything. It creates more safety for the animal and yourself. So properly caring for your pet is a huge way to stop animal abuse, because you don't want to be subconsciously abusing your animal. Sorry about that. If you eat meat, it's important to invest in animal products that treat animals the best possible. That's the most healthy meat you can find, but also that's how you would stop animal abuse from these big name corporations that treat these animals very harshly, and just for food production on feed it steroids. And a lot of times these animals can't handle the production. Their body is going at such a rapid pace. Their lives are awful. It's actually sad to think about. But yes, buying from these humane animal products, and it's you can see this tag that will be on every single one of these um, companies I've labeled right here and put down here. This tag is showing that it's certified humane, raised, and handled. So that's huge for the animal. That's huge for your healthy diet and your family. 85% of animals are raised on low welfare factory farms. So that's 85% of, if you're a meat eater, what you eat comes from a low welfare factory farm, which is not good for the animal or your own health. So that was the most interesting stat I have seen in a long time. Just period. That's not good for people's health. 15% are raised on a medium welfare factory farm, which is good that some companies decide to at least make an effort towards caring for these animals, but they're still getting marked as a medium welfare. And for the high welfare factory farms, which are the ones labeled here, it's under 1%. So you just have to be very conscious of who you're buying from and what you're promoting subconsciously. You might just be buying from a place that you feel like has good food, but what you're not realizing is you're adding on to something that can be so bad for these animals and continuing. So funding these companies who do things the right way is the right way to go in my eyes, and everybody should see it that way. Now you have to be very, 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 very careful when dealing with people who abuse the animals. You have to watch out for the people they might be behind just abusing the animals. A lot of these cases of animal abuse is related to other other crimes and abuse. So they might be abusing their children or their wife or family. A lot of times, 85% of the time, actually, um, they find that it's related, and that's from studies from people who have been reported for animal abuse. Hoarding animals are usually like older people who are just looking for more and more animals to be around them. And if they're lonely, that's another reason to have a lot of other animals around. But a lot of times when people hoard, they don't have enough resources to take care of all those animals. So even if it's not going well for the rest of the animals, they still will hoard all the animals, and that's not healthy. So hoarding is not a good way to look at it. And that's if you see this is obviously something that should be reported. Like I've stated down here, do not approach any of these people. If you see animal abuse, just immediately call authorities 911 or your local number that helps with animals and these types of situations. Just like we talked about, if you witness animal abuse, be careful um, on approaching these people or even calling the police in their vicinity because they might know what they're doing is wrong, so they might be on the lookout for that. So wait till you get into a safe place and call authorities, and they'll get right on top of it. Thank you very much. This is Blake Hanson with Animal